Well, hello there, friends. A lot of you have asked me to cook for things on a budget. I don't blame you. Everything's so expensive these days. So I have this delicious pork shoulder stew. It really, really is amazing. And I'm serving it with the goat cheese polenta. Oh, it's delicious. You're going to love it. And it's so easy to make. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to ring that bell. Stay tuned, friends. We're making a pork shoulder stew. Fantastic. Okay, friends. Well, with the price of meat these days, we figure we got to try to save some money, and pork shoulder is still reasonable. So I am going to make a pork shoulder stew, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be delicious. Oh, of course it's going to be. So very simple, friends. I got a fry pan going on over there. I'm going to put a little bit of olive oil because I'm going to saute some bacon. I got a half a pound of bacon in there. And we're going to use the fat from the bacon to saute our pork shoulder. And right there, friends, I got some, let me check the temperature. I want to make sure I'm hot. I'm hot. Oh, I'm hot. Only me going to say that, right? I'm going to saute some onion in garlic olive oil. Garlic olive oil. If you don't have garlic olive oil, you have a good olive oil. That's all. Just make sure you never use 100% pure olive oil, okay? 100% pure olive oil means 100% pure crap. Oh, excuse my friend. You got to use extra virgin olive oil, eh? Okay, now look, put the onion in here. Now you notice, friends, then the onion, they're very chopped big, roughly chopped, because this is going to cook for 45 minutes to an hour. A good hour. What am I talking about? A good hour, right? So I don't want them small, otherwise they'll disappear on us. Okay, the pork shoulder, friends, when you buy the pork shoulder, what am I looking for? I don't know. I promise you I haven't drank anything here. The pork shoulder is usually pretty fatty. I don't like it too fatty, so you know what I do? Is I remove some of the fat. I got 2 pounds of pork shoulder. We're going to try to saute it, and let's make sure I didn't have too much pieces. I like it better when they don't touch. Don't touch. You don't touch. The new subscriber are going to say, yeah, this guy's talking to his meat. We know. Let's go to another channel like TikTok. They don't talk. The onion, you know, keep the heat on, eh? All right, so salt and pepper right here. Now, I'm going to put some jalapeno pepper. They're not very hot, but they're a little hot, a little spicy. So I'm not going to put too much pepper. It's up to you, really. The spice is always up to you. Everything is up to you, friends. It's not like, hey, this is the way you got to do it. Chef didn't tell you this is the way they got to do it. You know, like, go somewhere else. Okay, you got to do whatever you got to do for you. It's not complicated. Is this thing cooking? Oh, yeah, it's cooking. So we're going to caramelize this. And I mean caramelizing. I want some Maillard reaction. I want some caramelization for flavor, eh? Now, the best way to do it, don't touch him. Don't touch him. Leave him alone. Okay? And hopefully we're going to use the fat from the bacon. It's going to give us some nice color. We'll go back to it in a minute. Let me talk to you about my mise en place. Chopped garlic, fresh thyme, and rosemary. If you have fresh, it's better. If you don't have fresh, you use dry. Remember, whenever you use dry, whatever the recipe calls for, let's say 2 tablespoons of fresh, you use 1 tablespoon of dry. Okay? Celery, again, chopped roughly. Bell peppers. I got all kind of colors. Not that they taste much different. If you close your eyes, the only one you may going to be able to tell maybe it's the green. You don't know the difference between the red, the yellow, and the orange. They look cooler. I think food has to look good. I got a 28-ounce can of chopped tomatoes. I got my jalapeno peppers here. And I got a mushroom. The mushroom, friends, they, the mushroom, let me show you. See, now, I was looking for some Maillard reaction, and guess what I got? Nothing. I got nothing. No, I got nothing. Nothing to declare here. This is not what I'm looking for here. So I'm going to show you the mushroom. Now when you make a stew, and I know a lot of you that follow the channel, you already know that. But when you put a mushroom like this, you're going to stew it, you want to quarter them, or you want to cut them in 6 or 8. Because you don't want to slice them, otherwise they disappear on you. They cook for 45 minutes. So the best way to do is you take them like this, cut them in a quarter when they're small, you see? And I don't do it from the top, otherwise you miss. You have no idea where you're going when you do this. But if you go like this, look how simple it is, right? You go down, boom, boom, that's 6. Boom, boom. And make the boom, boom as a sound very important. Very important. All right, friends. Let's see if we can get any kind of Maillard reaction. Otherwise, hey, you see that? Reaction. Otherwise, you see that? It left. I got him. Hey, not too long ago, I had a comment, because I do that. If something falls, I'm going to go get it, right? And there's some guy said, oh, he dropped something on the stove and he went to get it. Stove is all dirty. Maybe your stove is dirty. Not my stove. Look at my stove. My stove is super clean every day, friends. Look, oh, mamma mia, I finally found one piece. See, one piece right there. That's got some nice Maillard reaction. Just one. So we got a way to go. Friends, we're going to wait for a little more caramelization here. We're going to wait for some Maillard reaction here. And then I come back and I put the whole thing together for you. Okay, friends? So give me a couple of minutes. I'm also going to put some Marsala wine in there. And some stock. So if you don't want to put Marsala wine, don't worry about it. Just put more stocks. That's okay. Same thing. All right? So, friends, I'll be back in a minute when I'm looking good. Because right now I'm not looking good. It's like not very good. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, friends, you see, it took a good 10 minutes. You got to be patient. See, look, we got some nice Maillard reaction. It's looking good. It's very important, friends, because if you put it in a pot without doing this, you can all do it in the same pan too, in the same pot. If you got a nice pot like this, you can do it in the same pot. Turn it off. Yeah, you can do it in the same pot. Just... yeah, you can do it in the same pot. I like to do it on a bus pot so it goes quicker. All right, so now we're going to put the fresh thyme and the rosemary in here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. A little bit of the chopped garlic. Let me make sure I'm putting things at the right time. Yes. There you go. I'm going to saute the mushrooms a little bit. Actually, when they cut in cubes like this, they're going to release a little bit of water, not as much as they would when they sliced. But they're going to release enough liquid so that our garlic is not going to burn, my friends. We'll put a little bit of salt on top of them. It's smelling really good in here. Within the caramelized onion, the garlic is starting to release a little fragrance. I don't want to do it too long, otherwise I'm going to burn them. I'm going to wait just a second to release some of the water. And then we're going to put our celery, our peppers, our tomatoes, and I'm going to put some cumin in there. Now remember, cumin, friends, is a very, very strong spice. And I like it in the background, not in the foreground. And what does that mean? That means then when you test it, you're not going to test it right away. All right? Because if you test it right away, friends, it's going to be too strong. All right, friends, we're going to put the bell peppers, the celeries. Let's put the Marsala wine just a little bit. Now, Marsala wine, like a port or a Madeira, does not need to be reduced. So you don't have to reduce it like you would do a Chardonnay or a Cabernet or let's put all the a regular wine. All right, look at this, friends. Yeah. It's so simple to make. And you know, I'm going to serve it with my polenta. Now, the polenta recipe, friends, is something you must learn to make. I promise you, my friends. The polenta recipe is a recipe you guys must learn to make. Because it really is amazing. And now we're going to put some stock. You can put some beef broth, or you can use the stock that I taught you how to make. And this is the beef broth that I showed you how to make. Now, for those of you that may not have seen the video of this, let me just clear that up because it's gonna put it right there. The beef broth. This is what's gonna make this dish so special, and it's really not complicated, as you could see. I didn't do anything really special that you guys cannot do. That's the whole idea. I try to do things on this channel, friends, that you guys can do. It's like there's no way you can mess this one up. Okay, just clean up your pork shoulder because sometimes it's too fatty. Get rid of some of the fat, some of the gristles in there. Just clean it up. You know, to be honest with you, I started with about 3.5 pounds and I ended up with 2 pounds of meat because the other 1.5 pounds was just too fatty. I got rid of it. So try to clean it up very good. And I forgot what I was going to say. So, does it happen to you? You're like when you wait to say something and then you say something else and then before you know you forget. But lately it's been happening a lot. So it is what it is. Was I talking about the stock? I think I was talking about the stock. I guess I'll have to tell you later because I don't remember. Look, a little more salt and pepper. And we're going to bring it to boil it. And then we're going to reduce it very slowly. For it's boiling already, right? We're going to bring it and we're going to cook it very slowly. And how long is it going to cook for? You know, the pork is going to be the barometer. The barometer. It's going to tell us when it's ready. The pork. When it's really tender, you know you're good. So it could take an hour and a half. Depends what kind of pork you got. Where did you get it from? It will determine. So you'll do that, and I'll show you, and we'll do it together. And then I'm going to serve it with a polenta. And I think that I'm going to come back when the polenta is ready, because I got to make the polenta. And for the polenta, that's what I was talking about, I think. Jack is going to put a link. Friends, you got to make the polenta. It's amazing. You can serve it with anything. It really is. I mean, I love serving it with short ribs. I love to serve it with any stew. I love to serve it with shrimp. I love to serve it with anything. It's really amazing. And it's so simple to make. Yeah, Jack is going to put a link for you. It's a soft, creamy polenta. But we're going to serve with it. All right? So we'll be back when this is tender. We're done. And, I know what I was going to say. Now I know what I was going to say. Now, it may be a little too liquid for some of you right here. You're going to say, well, that's a little too liquid. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you how to thicken it correctly. Okay, we're going to let it cook first, just like that. We're not going to put any flour, because if we put flour now, then we're going to have to really, the whole time it's cooking, and have to check the bottom, because the flour's tendency to fall in the bottom. Okay, so I'll come back about maybe 15, 20 minutes, which is how long I need the flour to cook, 15, 20 minutes, before it's tender, completely tender, and then I'll show you how to thicken it. All right, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, friends, it's been about an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes exactly, to be exact. So what we do now is we take a piece of the meat, and then we go into it, and we see then, we get a bigger piece of meat. Here you go. And then we see then we put the fork on it, it goes in, but it's still a little tough. You see, it goes in, and it's still a little tough. Now, this is never going to be like a short ribs or where it kind of pulls apart, but it's going to be tender. like I said, it's never going to be like a beef short rib, but it's still going to be tender. So at this point is when I want to thicken it, if I need it to thicken. Now, it just happened that mine, friends, doesn't need much thickener, but I wanted to show you, for those of you that are new to the channel, if you have to thicken it, what do you do now? You put a touch of cornstarch and it gets you to the right consistency. Or if you have a cooked roux, and now I'm going to make a point in every video to talk about it because that's very important, friend. This is a cooked roux. And I'm saying it slowly because in one of the videos in the past I said it fast, I said cook roux. And people thought I was going to give us some kind of bird. And they go, oh, what's a cooked roux? This is a cooked roux. And the roux is clarified butter and flour, and it is cooked. So you can add a little bit at the end, and let me get a strainer. Yeah, I'll show you the right way to do it, friends. If you have it, you take a strainer, and you add a little bit of it in the strainer. It's the easiest way to do it, to put it in. I mean, you could put it in like this. Wow. Wow, we have a thunderstorm. I don't know if you hear, but man, that's when you live in Florida. All of a sudden, you got like beautiful weather, and within seconds, whoo, major thunderstorm. We just heard a thunder. So, forgive the boo. They don't want you to scare you. So, what I do, friends, I take a little bit of the of this right there, and I put it here. Now, for those of you that don't have a cook roux, let me say it slowly. Not a cookaroo, no. A cooked roux. You can use regular flour in here, but you got to make sure you do it at least 15, 20 minutes before it's finished, so you have time for the flour to cook, okay? And all you got to do now, look, do this. You see, friends, look. See right there? And then it incorporates it very easy to do this. If you don't have a strainer, you can just put it in, and it still will work. But this is really an easier way to do it. You see? All of a sudden, let me put this away. All of a sudden here, friends, you see, you have a very incorporated, very easy. All right. So now at this point, it needs to cook a little bit longer, like another 10, 15 minutes. So we're going to let it cook another 10, 15 minutes. Now the fact that I have a cooked roux, I don't need to let it cook anymore. It's only if you were to put flour, you need to let it cook. But my meat could be a little more tender if I give it another 15 minutes. So I'm going to do that. All right. And then I'm going to serve it with my polenta that I made it. All right. So I see you guys in a minute. Okay, friends. It's got the right consistency. Make it however you want it. I'm serving it with my goat cheese polenta. If you don't like goat cheese, don't put goat cheese. Cheddar cheese is delicious. Brie cheese, delicious. If you've never made my polenta, I'm telling you, friends, mashed potatoes would be great, or, rice, a lot of things. So what I do is I take an ice cream scoop, because it's not going to stay an ice cream scoop. I just put it in the bottom. I'm used to it. I like it. So it's kind of giving me my serving, if you will. And then what I do is let me take it out of there. Couple of tips with this, friends. If you're making it in advance, I recommend you put a plastic film on top of it. But make sure it's nice and clean in here. There's no side, because whatever you leave on the side, I'm giving you tips. Whatever you leave on the side, see, look, friends, whatever you leave on the side, if you make it in advance, it's going to dry on you, right? So you do this like this. Then you take a plastic wrap, you put it on top. All right, and now it's still going to get cold. To warm it up, friends, I recommend you put a little bit of stock in it and put it in the very low flame, a little chicken stock in it, and it warms up and it brings it liquid again. All right, the stock, do we take this out of there? The stew, we're just going to take it right there. I'm going to take the plate here, otherwise I'm going to make a mess. And Jack is probably running around right now trying to find the camera that is going to post it. All right, and put as much or as little as you want right there, my friends. Okay, there's no other way around it. And then, I like to do is put a little bit of chopped parsley at the last minute on the plate, right? And then maybe we give a little a sprig of parsley. So we give a little bit of life so it looks kind of cool, right? and then we eat it. That's the best part of it right there, my friends. So all we do at this point is go in there and break. Now remember, this is never going to be a standard. I mean, I don't want a big piece like this. Let me just get. This is never going to be. I said that and I just cut. This is never going to be a standard as like I said, short ribs or a chuck roast. But it's delicious. The flavor of it are just amazing, and it really is. And with the polenta, my friend, this is so simple to make, and it's on a budget. It's really inexpensive to make. This is not expensive at all. I hope you make it. It's delicious. Make extra. You can freeze it. Remember, thumbs up if you like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to ring that bell. Thanks for watching, friends. This is delicious. It really is. I'll come back here again, let me tell you. Oh! Oh. Okay. Oh, wow.